But in terms of to get a call up, honestly, I don't know what to do to get a call up. I don't know. It
But
basically
you would do
seems
it.
like
If you knew, you would definitely do it every time.
it seems like
Yeah.
you need to be playing at the English Premier League or you need to be playing at the highest level basically to have a
Okay.
chance.
Greetings, sports fans. Welcome back to another episode of Edivision TV. Today I'm joined by a very special guest, reggae boy, defender, Maliek Howell. Maliek, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Not too long coming from practice, taking it easy on the video game right now.
Oh, you have a little bit of free time.
Yeah,
And so you're in Las Vegas right now, right?
yeah, Las Vegas, correct, Nevada.
Nevada. And that's a time difference right now. So
Yeah,
you're earlier than we're in Jamaica right
yeah, correct.
now. All right. So Maliek Howell. So you're 26-year-old centre back. You pretty much started a career. I'm looking here, 2018, pretty much. Started with the. I'm going to let you talk about it. I'm not going to talk about. So first of all, how did you get involved in football?
Well, I started from a tender age, like 10 or 9, around that age. Harborview first kick, then
Mm.
uh, played under 13, went to some little tournament in Cayman with Harborview, and also I was at Ballers Academy. So I went to Ballers Academy in the latter part of my age, up until Manning Cup, like 17, 18. So that's where it all started for me, basically.
And which high school you attended?
Jamaica College.
Jamaica College. Okay. And you were at Bulby as well for a short time?
Yes, correct. I went to Bull Bay basically in the under 17 process. The selection, the guys got selected and didn't get selected, and Coach Edwards told me to go back and play under 20. I was 15, I think, at the time,
Mm.
and Aberview wasn't using me to play under 20 at 15 because he had a lot of big name players at the time who was 20 and playing under 20. So the loan, so I went to Bull Bay and I was playing because my uncle also played Major League there, so he told me to come and play for Bull Bay, and Booby also won under 20. So it was good.
Good stuff. Good stuff. For those that don't know Malik, what type of defender are you?
Um, it depends when you say what type. What are the type of defenders you have? Like ball playing,
Yeah, aggressive,
direct.
physical.
Um, I mean, I come with all. I come with a mixture of all, but basically, I'm very good with the ball. I know how to play at the back. I know how to identify numerical superiority. I know
Mm.
how to know. I know a lot of certain. I know certain stuff. After getting the exposure and
Mm-hmm.
playing under certain coaches. So I'm a ball playing defender. I'm aggressive when needs be. It's not all the time you need to be aggressive.
Right.
Um, I mean, if you would look back at my when I was younger, you probably think I wouldn't be aggressive, but now it's a different person. I'm a different um, person. As I said just now, I'm not the same as I was when I used to play for Jamaica College. So I'm pretty much aggressive now. Very smart, very intelligent. Read the game very well. Very strong in the air. That's something that a lot of people wouldn't even know. In my league, I'm probably one of the high percentage in winning aerial duels, and
Mm.
also winning my duels. But I play on a team where we control the game last season with my previous coach. We controlled games a lot, so we wouldn't get into a lot of situation where I'm exposed. If I'm exposed, it would be that my speed coming to factor because we have a high line, and because I'm very fast. it would just break up the team play and we go straight back into keeping possession. So I wouldn't get into a lot of scenarios where I have to be tackling a lot. But it would be more so aerial duels because my team has the ball, a team is dumping the ball. So it's either I'm going to challenge for it or I'm going to bring it down and try to play again. So, yeah.
When I see you playing, I kind of see a little bit of Rudiger from Madrid. I don't know if you agree with me, but that style of play that, you know, I don't know if you're a fan of Rudiger, but I kind of see a little bit of Rudiger when I see it.
Nah, yeah, Rudiger is a bit more dirty than I am. I
Yeah,
think
apart
I'm
from the
not,
dirty side.
yeah. But
Yeah,
nah, he's not someone who I really look up to these
or you
days.
don't
I'm
look up
more
to it. Okay.
so like right now my team has Celtics science guys here currently managing us. So right now I'm looking at Van Dijk a lot because the guy who used to manage Van Dijk is currently managing me right now. So he's at my team
Oh,
currently. So he has a lot of insight and stuff and he's helping me in how to be an ex Van Dijk because one of my ultimate goals is to be the best defender in the world, not just a good defender because I'm that talented and it's not identified yet, it's not being seen by many yet, but it's being seen by members in my club and people with bigger aspiration and that has been to that level, see the potential that I have and so that's my goal right now and my focus.
so the coach is pretty much putting it out there. So maybe, just maybe in the future, you can maybe get a bigger club, move elsewhere, go to Europe. Is he kind of setting you up for the future? In a sense?
I mean the football in a sense right now it's it's like a lot of how would I identify? Everything is connected. If you're performing at a very high level, I think it's going to be seen. Like last year, I was an amateur, so yeah, I had a lot of eyes, I had a lot of opportunities. I stood out, but now is can I do it again for those opportunities to be even more permanent and showcase, like be there for me again, because I mean, as I'm saying, like last year when I played, I was really good, but there's still stuff I need to work on. Yes, going to the next level is not that easy. So I've dominated being an amateur, being a rookie, but can I do it again another year? Can I have another consistent 22, 30 games, spring, consistently high performance? And then probably after that, then I could be heading in the right direction.
Okay. I understand it's a process. So you're now at Las Vegas Lights, but before all of that, you started your football in America at the University of New Mexico, the Mexico Lobos. Tell me about that, and in terms of, you going to America, going there and starting your football dream.
I mean, it was just a dream at the start because leaving Manning Cup, a lot of guys want to go overseas or sign the first professional contract. But
Mm-hmm.
I was mentored by Andre Virgil where he had opportunities and because of trying to go professional, he missed out
Mm-hmm.
on stuff and he was just trying to implement and show us that hey, there's always life after football. So I got in a mentality where I was always gonna have getting my degree an option because I never know what's gonna happen.
Right.
Now things are changing and if you have the talent and you're very good enough, you could go for what you want. But like I said, there's always life after football. You can make enough money, make good investments, stuff like that. No, that's what you really want, but it's still not easy. You're still gonna have rocky roads and stuff like that. But that's how it started for me. And then I went to New Mexico. It wasn't the best experience because what happened was I wasn't eligible to play in my first year. And
Mm.
so I had to sit out. And then after that, they ended up cutting the program because of a Title IX. It was a top school, top D1 college. It was top 25 at the time. So that was
Right.
one of the reasons why I went to that school. And things just went left with the whole athletic department and trying to save the program and the government and stuff like that because there was too much male sports and America work.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be a balance and the budgeting
Right.
and the money and stuff like that. So they ended up cutting the soccer program and that's how I ended up leaving. So I never got to represent that college and that's how I
Mm-hmm.
left.
And you left and went to, what is that, the
Memphis.
Memphis, Memphis Tigers.
Yeah.
Um, Talk to us about that. And then I can see that you went on to the Bears as well and Albuquerque. But walk us through the different loans that you, or transfers that you had to make.
I mean, when I went to Memphis after New Mexico, I know before I went to Memphis that it wasn't one of the best infrastructure for me as a player and aligning with some of my goals. But I thought in myself like if I went there, I could probably be a difference. But when you what you learn and what I've learned is that that's when I face a lot of adversity in my life and my career. That's like that mold me into the person that I am. I have drive and passion and stuff like that, but also there's moments where you learn certain stuff that not everything you see is gonna be the way or you see it or how you planned it. Because when I went there, I know it wasn't gonna be good, but I thought I could have been a difference. But the style of play there is different. They're very direct. I'm coming from Jamaica College, where we kept the ball and like
At the ball,
possession
right?
stuff. So
Right.
now when I went there, it was just grit. It was just working hard. It was just not having the ball. It was just being low block. It was just grinding out games. It was just chaotic. It would just make
Mm,
teams mad. But for me, that wasn't my strength because that wasn't something that I like. I like being on the ball. I like using the ball. But it also helped me in essence where it helped me one to get more aggressive. One, I started playing center back in games. Two, I started being worked on in my defensive duels. I started being in a lot of defensive duels because now we don't have the ball a lot. So now you
mm,
find that I'm always defending. So my defending started improving over those 2 years, despite me not liking it. But it probably was just God plans for me to go to Memphis and improve my defending ability because 1v1 was one of my strengths play because I used to play right back. And when I went to Memphis, it was the same thing. And then I also played center back. So nothing more than I was just improving. I wasn't seeing the future. I wasn't seeing what God has in store for me, but it was just probably working out in my favor where I'm improving my defensive skills game in, game out because my team never really had the ball at that school. It would be like we had the ball against average teams that like us, but when it comes on to the big games, we will never see the ball but we would still win games. And that's what I learned from just grit, working together and believing because we weren't having the ball. There were teams that were better than us and we have beaten them. We have
mm.
beaten them having low blocks and just being disciplined and just working hard for each other and coming out, beating them on set pieces or on a counter attack, winning 1-0, even sometimes winning 3-0 without even having the ball. And it just happens and the team is better than my team, Memphis. So that's something that I took from that. And then I went to Missouri State where
Mhm.
that was just going back because a whole lot of soccer stuff that didn't went through because I don't want to get into that. But I just went back to Missouri State to continue playing in the process of waiting on stuff. And so when I went there, it was a whole another level. Like it's a school I would recommend to any Jamaican player leaving high school soccer because I'll tell you about Memphis. It's probably not something that a lot of players in Jamaica would ideally want. But if you want to get a D1 degree and a D1 college experience of soccer, if you get the opportunity to go to Memphis, I would say go. But are you gonna be able to adapt to the adversity that it comes with to the gameplay? I don't know. You could be struggling,
Mm.
So it's not ideal
Right.
that that's something you want. But Missouri State, it was like top players from Derby, West Ham, Real Madrid, players who didn't get signed because how it works in Europe is like if you don't get signed at the age of 18 or 19, then there's a pool in Europe where there's some agencies that get these players to some top D1 schools to come and try to get into the draft because they weren't good
Oh,
enough to make the first team contract or get a
right.
professional contract, but they came up through these academies. And so at Missouri State, it was like a bunch of players. Like at Memphis, I had like 18, 19 American players. Not this great in the American talents. But at Missouri State there was only one and it was a goalkeeper. Everyone is from Europe,
Europe.
Italy, Germany, England, you name it, like Japan, like quality players. And it was more day in, day out intense. It was more like the coaches tried to do things like everything was based off like Man City or Liverpool, like the playing style, the fitness level, the accountability of how much you run, if you're playing, if you're not playing, playing right foot, understanding the game a little bit better. So at Missouri State, I got a little bit more knowledge, and I got improved as a player there, being on the ball, knowing when to pause, when to wait, when a lot of stuff playing out of the back. At Missouri State, it started showing me different stuff that I didn't learn in Jamaica and I didn't learn at Memphis. And so that now, one side of Memphis where I was just defending, and now I'm back doing something that I want to be on the ball. Missouri State dominated teams. Like we would have 70% possession, and that's where it started for me. And that's how the coach at Vegas highlighted that I would be probably a player that would help Vegas to be successful, because I was coming from an environment where you could have seen that we kept the ball. I was playing at a team that kept the ball, and I was good at the ball. So then the transition now to Vegas, it wasn't as difficult. And that's why I feel like I was chosen by Dennis Sanchez, and all credit to that coach. Like, I have so much respect for him. He would have accepted me and given me the opportunity to represent and showcase myself now as a professional player at Vegas with his style of play and what he wants to do, because I was good with the ball, playing out of the back.
Interesting, because I didn't know that about the D1 system and players from Europe dropping down into it. Very interesting stuff there,
Yes.
Malik. At any point, because you mentioned it's been tough, it was tough at Memphis. Were there any time that you felt that you wanted to maybe stop playing soccer and
Yes.
focus on something else?
Yes. There was a point in time, it wasn't at college. College, I was never demotivated at college.
Mm.
It was I had an opportunity to go to a team, a specific professional team. After college, I had
That's
numerous
a Red Bull.
amount of, huh?
That's Red Bull.
No, it wasn't Red Bull. It's not a team on the. It didn't go through. So at that point, I was broken. So that's what really made me not wanting to continue playing football, because I think it was the first or the second time it was happening. But that time it was like really brutal, because I thought I was gonna sign, and then it just didn't. Something went wrong, and I thought I did good, So at that point I was like, nah, this is more to football than just being good. Sometimes you're good and you go on opportunities and you don't get selected. But now I look back at that specific time when I went to, I don't know if it was, I don't remember the team, some weird team. I don't know if it was Turkey or Serbia. But when I went there, I think now that I've gotten exposure and more experience, I understand certain things that I feel like I didn't understand when I was just playing. Because that time I was just playing with ability and playing what I see. But there's more to the game than just playing what you see, like understanding where to be, understanding when to pass, understanding where to be when the ball's in a certain position. So now that I'm looking back, I'm like, probably that director was honestly right. I probably wasn't ready yet, but they didn't show it to me like that. They wanted me to be ready, because in the professional scene, they're not trying to mold you. You're not 19 or 17.
You have to be
You know what I'm
ready.
saying? You have to be ready. You have to know these things. So if you don't know these things, and they're not gonna take a chance with you, then you're not gonna get the contract. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about who's gonna take that chance and the opportunity with you too, when you're not that experienced yet, or not that knowledgeable of certain stuff in regards to the game as yet. Which coach is gonna take the chance with you? Because it's not always ability. It's not always, oh, this guy plays in England, he's so much better than me. It's not that. That's not the case. That's what we think. That's not the case. It's who's
Other
willing to give
factors.
you
Other factors.
it's who's willing to, one, give you the opportunity to showcase your ability, which that's why I always respect my coach last year, because some coaches didn't give me the opportunities. And when I came in the league and I dominated, and my team went to the final, and I was like the best defender, one of the best defenders in the league, so many other coaches that wouldn't just automatically give me a contract after the season. It's like they'll give me a contract, but I'm not going to that team now. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it
true.
comes with what coach is going to give you the opportunity to showcase your ability. And some coaches don't want to take that risk. Some clubs, some sporting directors don't want to take that risk. You get what I'm saying? So now
Yeah.
I got a platform and I try to make the best of it. And that's all I did. Because that's just how the business of the football works.
So now you're settled in Las Vegas with the lights. What is that like? Playing out west and all of that.
I mean, it's it's all right. Um, I mean, I don't do not much. Like it doesn't matter where I go, I'm gonna do the same thing: train, eat,
Mm.
sleep, play my video game. I'm not really an outside person like that,
Keep it
so it doesn't
simple.
even matter. It doesn't matter what it's like. It's just that I'm going to the field to improve, learn, try to be better each day, and just give my all every day. And that's all I could do. If I need to work on something, I'll work on it. If I play a game and I dominate or I make a mistake or in training, I try not to do the mistake again. You get what I'm saying? So it's just simple things like that that I'm focused on. Because
Yeah.
outside of that, I don't care about where I'm at or is it if it's nice, if it's not. Nah, I'm caring about just trying to be the best.
Because they call that the Sin City. So I know there might be a lot of distractions
Not
going
for
on with
me.
it. Not for
Yeah,
you. That's good. That's
yeah,
good.
not for me. But it
Very good.
is called the same city.
Yeah. All right. So how difficult is it to really be a footballer? Many persons might see the flashiness and I might think it's all good. But tell us a little bit about the other side that the persons don't get to see. You getting up early, have to go to training, hard work, you have to put in. Tell me a little bit about the other side of football. Maybe
All right,
depression at
so
times, the persons might suffer from depression, all of that. Tell me about that side.
all right, so it comes where you realize that when you're a professional player, there's a lot of demands at playing at certain levels. Different levels, different leagues have different demands and different levels. It's
Mm-hmm.
if the club or the coaches or players is demanding that level within themselves or within the club. Because at England, you could find that a player's running or intensity is different than a USL player. It doesn't mean that the player in USL or a player in a lower level, like in RSPL, is not good. It's the intensity that you're training with each day. It's the demand demanding on yourself that you're pushing each day. So that level could go over when you go to other places. So that's one like the preparation is different. When you get off season, you can't just not use the off season and be fit because then when you come back, you're gonna be struggling because in games players run like 10 to 12,000 kilometers. So if you're not training your body where like you could prepare to run this amount of miles, sprint distance, all those stuff is more science to the game. When you go into the game at a higher level and try to perform at an elite level, you won't be able to do it because your body has not been trained to do that. Or the level
Mm-hmm.
you're playing at is not required at that. So you find that you don't have to be doing that much. So if you're not being able to do that much because the level you're playing at doesn't require that much, then you're not going to be properly prepared for the next level. And so playing at the professional level, that's something you have to do. You have to prepare your body properly for preseason. You have to prepare your body for the load that is going to intake and throughout the season that's going to take. So you have to sleep right, you have to eat right, um, stuff like that. Whereas if you make mistakes, everyone make mistakes, but it's all about the mentality that you have and how you improve from it. Like I said, if you make a mistake, you don't want to be making the same mistake. You don't want to be like not improving or learning if a coach is doing a specific tactics. You don't want to not you need to be taking in or make sure you understand what to do that way, you're going to be better as a player and you're going to look better on the field as a player. Because if you don't understand what the coach is trying to do, you're not going to be able to carry out what he's trying to do properly. So stuff like that. It's just like just learning, improving, and just being disciplined, pretty much.
Yeah. In modern day football, we tend to see a lot of statistics and analytics. At your club, are they really big on stats and analytics?
I think most prof
XG and all of that.
Yeah, I think most professional clubs are.
Mm.
Like I remember one point in time last year when players used to be trying to score because my team guys was just enjoying the game, so they would
Mm.
get carried away sometime and try to shoot from distances or angles that
It's
it won't be scoring, and then
trouble.
we will go
It's
into the
trouble.
meeting and they're like, "Why would you not
Yeah.
pass the ball here? Like the
Yeah.
expected goal there is 0.0. Why are you shooting right there?"
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they do talk about those type of stuff. They even talk about like your sprint intensity, your sprint distance,
Right.
the how much miles you're covering,
Miles your cover.
kilometers you cover. Yeah, all
Right.
those things matters because then if you can't do it on the field, then at this level you're not going to be able to do it at the next level. And then consistently performing at that level every day in training is what's important. So it's just the demand and the person who runs the sports science understanding how to make the player like be able to perform effectively by not doing too much and not doing too less.
Mm-hmm.
That understanding
Exactly.
of the balance. But yeah, my club do focus on it a lot.
Yeah, that is true. I see here where your club is currently eighth in the table. Last season they finished fourth. Where you see the team finishing this time around this season?
It's a trick question. We have a new coach and a new style of play right now, and so we have to be adapting to this style of play. Now we're currently playing three at the
Mm-hmm.
back. I would say we lost the other day, but it wasn't because of um, runner play or broken down. It was just individual errors that
Mm-hmm.
led to that loss, and it happens sometime. But I can't really say like it's a funny league. And if it was last year with the same coach, I'd say we were gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
Now we are improving as we go by. Since preseason, we're learning more. We're very hard to be scored on. Like we're very organized, very disciplined, structure wise. But on the ball, we have to be improving more because we're learning a different style of play and also a more Europe Italian type of way how we're trying to play. So it's different. So it just depends on how fast we can learn it,
Adapt to
apply
it.
it, and then start doing it correctly in the games. That's
Uh,
that's what it
you-
all that's what it all comes down to.
Now in your league, the USL Championship, there are a lot of Jamaicans in the league playing in on various teams. You get extra motivated when you're going up against probably a speedy or so.
I mean, I'm the same when it comes on to every single game I play. I view it the same. One of the biggest things for me is when I'm going out before the week. Um, I try to visualize the game from like today. I have a game Saturday. So the mindset for me is just to be the best player on the field. Try to get another good game. Be consistent. So it doesn't matter who I'm playing against. Probably it triggers me to just know, oh, he's Jamaican. I want to beat them. But whereas motivated or hyped up, I'm hyped up for every single game, no matter the opponent. Doesn't matter if it's Real Madrid. It doesn't matter if it's Cavalier or if it's Jamaica College. I'm gonna play against. Once I cross the line for a game, I'm motivated and ready to perform at my best, to be the best on the field, and to be consistent. So that's just all I'm focused on because if you're not consistent, then you can't be at the next level, and that's something my coach is showing me now, and then trying to change the mentality of how we view things, like just being gritty regardless and being consistent. And that's something I have on my plate, on my back, to just be consistent no matter who it is.
All right, we're switching play now to the senior team. the Reggae Boyz. You got your debut in January 2022.
Mm.
Talk to us. Where were you when you got the call and that's it? How did that went? The first call.
Uh, I think that was the whole process when I was gonna sign with the team. Um, I was gonna sign with Rugby in Denmark, and then stuff went left. Um, it was just an email I got. Yeah, because they emailed us in regards to going to
Mm-hmm.
camp. But that's how that went. I was gonna sign a professional contract that January, and that's when it didn't work out. I had like 4 to 5 opportunity MLS, Belgium, Germany, Denmark, and I chose the one that didn't go through, and then I missed out on all the others because it was
Wow.
January.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's the
So
past though.
so you have any regrets about that?
I mean, I try not to live with regrets because if I would say that, I would have say I have regrets going to Memphis. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I just
yeah, yeah.
try to just see it as
And
a
and
moment to build me
that
and make me
offer,
stronger.
and I would think that offer would be the better one as it relates to financial, right?
It was the better
Yeah,
one. Yeah, it
yeah.
was the better one, but it just never worked out. But such is life.
So you 3 appearances for Jamaica, Malik. I'm seeing
Mm.
here you played the Peru game, you got minutes in the Morocco game, and you played in Cameroon. Funny enough, 3 different coaches you played under in those three appearances.
Yeah.
Um, Tell me one attribute of each that you like. You played under Hall, Al Grimson, and Miran Garden. Tell me one aspect or attribute of each of them that you like.
Mm. I think Coach Paula was he identified my technical ability because he was more like a playing coach. I
Mm.
think. Yeah, it was only one camp I went with Paul Hall. He
Mm.
identified my technical ability immediately when I was in the camp and come to me and ask me certain questions. Um, I think I like that about him. Like he cares about how good the player is with the ball, how technical you are. If you're clean with the ball, he cared about that, and I think that's something that I liked about him. And his style of play, I think he wanted to be playing out the back a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Coach Hallgrimson on the other side is like very organized, and he knows what he wants to do in getting a result. So if it's gonna be a certain style of play or certain way he wants to go to get the result, that's what he wanted. But we're just gonna have to be committed and willing to be working for the coach and believe in what he wants because that's just how he's gonna win the game. And he had it. That's his game plan. He had good preparation of a game plan how he wanted to carry on, how he wanted to win. That's something I took from him. I think that's good.
And Miran,
Man, that was in
that was a Cameroon
Austria.
game, right? Or the,
No,
so
that was
since you played the
Hallgrimson. Hallgrimson was the Cameroon games. Cameroon.
but I remember
Um,
one game Miran was on the bench.
yeah,
Was it
man.
the game you played it in Cameroon, right?
Yeah, I played in Cameroon, but Hallgrimson was the coach.
Or Argams was the coach. Oh, yeah. But
Yeah,
I could swear that Miran took over that game
Meran was the coach for Morocco game, I think.
for Morocco.
Yeah, Meran um, has a lot of experience being around the team for a while and understanding international football. So I would say he's very disciplined in his style of play, I feel like. And it's similar to Adamson where he has a way to win and that's the way he will go about just winning the game. If it's to have a low block, if it's to catch them on the counter, that's the way he's gonna go about getting the win.
And you've been in camp with the new coach, right?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, yeah, because so what do you make of the new coach so far? The little time that you spent with him.
I
Any
mean,
similarities with any other coach?
Steve McLaren has a style of play of Las Vegas Lights, of my
Right.
old coach, Dennis Sanchez. How he wants to play is similar to how Las Vegas Lights plays. My
Mm.
old coach last year, in terms
Last year
of
coach.
playing out the back.
Right.
That's something I like about him. He's trying to he does similar stuff like Las Vegas Lights. He has the rest defense where when you go, remember I was telling you because we keep the ball a lot. When we
Mm-hmm.
go high, when the team has the ball, because they're like rest defense properly, the team hits the ball and I'll just use my speed and cover it. So he has stuff like that in his gameplay where once you're in good position for the rest defense,
Mm-hmm.
you're able to start playing back again immediately. You know? So stuff like that, he has similarities with in terms of rest defense off the ball and on the ball. He has similarities in his build up play and style of play playing out the back with Las Vegas Lights, my last year coach. So I like that about him. I thought when I was there, I was gonna be given an opportunity because it was similar to what I played.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, probably wasn't just not the right time. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you a general question. Footballers on a whole, you can speak for the reggae boys, right? Do you think they prefer the Las Vegas style or the Memphis style? If you would say it, on average,
um, the Las Vegas style.
Las Vegas style. All right, good. And it's much, much easier on the eyes.
It's not easy to play like Las Vegas Lights
Yeah,
because if it was easy, many teams would play like it, but not many teams can play like that because not many teams have the players to play like that.
play like that.
So it's funny because when you play out the back, there's a certain risk you take when you're playing out the back, and if players are not comfortable taking that risk, you're gonna find your team is gonna play a long ball, or you're
Long
gonna
ball,
make the
yeah,
player play a long ball.
right.
And if they don't understand how to play out the back, then you're gonna find that they put themselves they lock themselves one side and they're gonna play a long ball. If the movements is not good, if the movements are the six is not good or he's not
No
confident,
option. You don't have any option. You're going to go long.
you're going to go long. So it comes with personal and it comes with understanding, and it just comes down to understanding. So it's not that it's easy or ice on the cake or anything like that. No, it's not easy because if you lose the ball, they're going straight to the goal to score.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
Um,
teams that play like that, you do see get punished sometimes like that, like the Man City and stuff like that.
yeah,
And
they take a lot of risks, so you're going to lose the ball
yeah,
at
so
times and concede.
exactly. So that's why you have to be clean with the ball or good with the ball. And that's why that's not easy and not everyone can do that.
Do you feel players in the USL and the JPL have to work that much harder to get a call up?
To get
That
a
you have to
call
put
up.
in more work. You have to put in more work than when compared to other players.
I would say so because if I agree that you have to work harder regardless where you are.
Regardless, yeah, regardless.
But but in terms of to get a call up, honestly, I don't know what to do to get a call up. I don't know. It
But
basically
you would do
seems
it.
like
If you knew, you would definitely do it every time.
it seems like
Yeah,
you need to be playing at the English Premier League or you need to be playing at the highest level basically to have a
yeah,
chance. Because because me as a player, my aspiration is to play for my country. I've been playing for my country from U17 come straight up.
right.
And if the level I'm playing at is low, or then you have to tell me that the level I'm playing at is low. But if you're not given the opportunity, then you will never see. Comes back to what I think I told you that if a coach is not gonna give you an opportunity for me to play USL, you'll never see that I was good enough to play USL
True, true, true.
because other coaches are not gonna take the risk. if a coach don't give you the opportunity to go play for Jamaica, you'll never see that you could play for Jamaica because they're not giving you the opportunity to play for Jamaica. If a coach don't sign you in England, you will always be that you can't play in England because, oh, you're not good enough. It's not that you're not good enough. As my coach is telling me right now, sometimes it's just the mentality that you have to have day in, day out. Because it's slightly different stuff that makes them separated from us. It's just having the right mentality day in, day out and taking no days off. Pretty much. And sometimes it's just the opportunity and time. They get an opportunity that you don't get. And they take the best of it. It just happens. It comes back to the our next thing where I don't know who I was telling, but like who was it? I don't remember who I was telling, but you play in England, you're one step ahead of me playing in Jamaica already. You get what I'm saying? But it's not that I can't play in England. You're born and raised in England. You're front foot in for playing
advantage
professionally in England. It doesn't mean that the player in Jamaica can't go in England. It's just that the clubs in England is not going to really take that heavy risk of bringing someone from Jamaica when there's millions of players in England that they could just take and do the same thing.
Yeah, and they want to develop their people.
That's just how it is. But that's just like me. I'm just learning, understanding stuff, and just trying to take in as much as I can on the professional scenes, to be honest, at this moment. But where Jamaica concerned, like for me, I don't know. I just hope I get the chance and the opportunity to represent the country again because I know. I just know.
I know you mentioned virtue earlier, but who do you look up to in football?
Look up to. I mean, my favorite player is Messi, but I look at a lot of individuals. I look at like Van Dijk, Diaz. I look at many players because everyone has different stuff to their game. Like I was telling you, some teams plays positional game, some teams play mid block, some teams play low block. So every player has a different attribute or a different quality for that team or that tactics. But it doesn't matter. It's how you get the result at the professional scene that matters. If that team's gonna have a low block every game and finish first, then do it. So everyone has different. Every coach has different style, different tactics. Just like my team, we have a different coach. We have to learn his new tactic. That's just it. So I look up to a lot of different center backs across the highest leagues in the world. And Dunk at Brighton is someone that I watch a lot because last year on my team we used to watch Brighton a lot because that we used Brighton and Man City
to play it from the back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we used to have individual clips with me and the other center back as to understanding the moments and the time and when to find the six at the right time and how to be narrow, how to be high, low, a lot of stuff that they used to show week in, week out to play like Brian. And so that was the next thing how I like Dunk after watching with them, Brian and Man City, because those were the two teams you watch in terms of learning how to find the six and playing out the back pretty well. And that's how I used to tell my friends, like, people don't know, but Brighton is very good with the ball. A lot of people probably don't even like Brighton, but they're good in like keeping the ball.
Yeah. Any advice you would give to young boys and girls that want to pursue football?
I would say, like, just if it's what you want, go for it. Like, don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. Don't let any coach, any player, any teammate discourage you, because I was in a boat like that where I wasn't the best player at 12, 13, 14 on teams where guys always want me on their team. I wasn't the star, but I worked really hard. I was determined. I was self-driven, and I prayed to God, because you have to have God in the midst, because if you don't have God in the midst, sometimes it's not all about how good you are. As I tell you, you're going to be good at times and go at places and you get turned down. And it's not in your control, so you can't let that break you. So it's just about being disciplined, go for it if that's what you want, and just believe, pray every day, be determined, work hard, try to improve, try to ask questions with people who have been in the situation. People have been professional, ask them questions, and the sky's the limit.
Good stuff. All right, folks. First of all, Malik, big up yourself. Thank you very much for taking the time out. A great interview, I must say. Very insightful. I learned a lot, and I know the viewers will learn something as well. So big up yourself. Folks, you know the drill. Like, share, subscribe. I'm Eddie Guna. He's Malik Howell, and we're out.